What are you choosing? What are you choosing to expose yourself to? What are you choosing to think? That's boundaries. What I'd like to talk about today is some different kinds of boundaries and what it really means to have boundaries. Hi, my name is Valerie. I'm an intuitive energy healer and spiritual coach, and I help people that have experienced trauma, especially childhood trauma, maybe living with symptoms of PTSD or CPTSD, to transform their lives from surviving to thriving, because I've been there and I've made that journey and I can help you along the way. So today's topic is boundaries. And as I often do, I like to break it down into three different aspects. First of all, I heard a really interesting perspective. You maybe have heard of Gabor Mate. He's a doctor and researcher in the area of trauma and talks a lot about the cause of underlying diseases and how trauma really does inform our character and our experience throughout our lives. And one of the things that he had to say really intrigued me in talking about boundaries, talking about it from the perspective of the physical body. Your physical body has a way of detecting anything that's foreign to itself and keeping it out. And that's your immune system. And so, like, if a foreign microbe gets into your body, your white blood cells will attack it and eat it and spit it out. There are microbes in your body that belong. So it doesn't necessarily, if it's working correctly, it's not going to attack every single microbe, but it attacks the ones that are not helpful and things that don't support your biological well-being. So if you didn't have any microbes in your, say for example, your gut, you all know you have a gut biome, and it helps you to digest and absorb your food. If you didn't have any, you'd be really sick. So there's good microbes and bad microbes, and your immune system has a way, your body naturally defends itself to say, hey, this doesn't belong here, and it gets it out. So that's an example of a physical boundary in the body. Another thing that I want to add to that then is this idea of, I want you to think for a minute about mental boundaries. We tend to think that the thoughts that pass through our minds are our thoughts. You say, I was thinking, I had a thought. You don't really own your thoughts. They didn't really come from you. Did you ever think about that? Where do thoughts actually come from? They come from the collective consciousness, the group mind, the spirit of humanity. It's like all one. Some people call it the quantum field. It's all one field. And if you meditate, you may be familiar with the saying that, you want to become the observer and you can watch your thoughts pass by like clouds in the sky, or watch them drift by like leaves on a stream. Thoughts come and thoughts go, and they're not yours until you attach to them. It takes practice. If you meditate, that helps. But you can also become aware of thoughts as being separate from yourself. You can become objective and separate yourself from them. And this is a way of having mental boundaries. One of my favorite people has a saying for this. It's always stuck with me. I love this. They say, don't believe everything you think. Another one, if you're familiar with Mike Dooley and some of the other like science of mind people, there's a saying in that community that thoughts are things. Choose the good ones. You do have choice, just like you can distinguish between microbes in your gut that support digestion and microbes in your bloodstream that are going to make you sick. You can distinguish between supportive thoughts, healthy thoughts, things that are going to help you in your life, and things that are just destructive. A thought journal is a good practice. Just start trying to become aware of when you think something negative. Like, be specific, because otherwise it's too vague and too, like, you can't even keep track of them all. But pick something specific. When I first did this, I picked just something that, like, if I was saying something negative to myself about myself, see, chances are that that thought didn't originate in myself. I heard that somewhere, I picked it up from somebody, and it's not my thought. I don't really feel that way about myself, but it's been, I've taken it in from someone else. And so that can be a mental boundary. Becoming more aware of your thoughts and writing down every time you have a negative thought, like, God, I'm stupid, or why did I do that? Oh, I hate that. I hate it when whenever you catch yourself saying something mean to yourself or about yourself and you write it down, you become very concretely aware, because it's there in black and white, of this negative thinking, and then you can start to choose replacement thoughts. I did an earlier video, I'll link it down below or in the end screen. There's a video that I did where metacognition is one of your superpowers, like learning to be aware of your thoughts and to choose your thoughts intentionally is a really important life skill, especially for those of us that are living with the effects of trauma, because trauma is, is like an assault on your mental immune system. And that's coming down to the third kind of boundary that I want to talk about. What is a spiritual boundary? This is when we don't protect ourselves from the energy and emotions of others. Just like you can choose positive supporting thoughts, you can choose positive and supporting emotions and energy, frequency, like who to hang out with, who to be around, what to expose yourself to. For example, I don't watch the news. I hear the news, I listen to the news on the radio. I don't like to expose myself to those graphic images that are just sap me of energy, they drain my spirit. It feels like an assault on my spirit. So I choose not to view those things. I choose not to view, like murder mystery movies or crime movies or anything with any too much like graphic violence. I'm not saying that's what you should do. I'm just saying that's as an example. Self, spiritually and energetically. I also did another video, if you saw the one where I ended with a meditation for grounding. This is also a really good way to enforce your spiritual boundaries, is to keep yourself well grounded in the earth energy and release. And you can just literally visualize releasing and cleansing away, like just a wave washing through your body from the crown of your head down through the bottoms of your feet and into the ground, and releasing anything that's not positive and supportive in your life. So that is, I had a lot more I wanted to say about boundaries, and maybe I'll do a follow-up video, but as you can tell right now, I'm on vacation. I'm staying at my friend's cabin in northern Minnesota, where I'm from. I've spent the entire day down at the dock at the lake with my grandkids, so you're getting after the swim version of me. Take it as it is. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, I appreciate your comments. Give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, I put out a new video about once a week. And if you want notifications when they come out, you can hit the bell on the screen. If you're interested in learning more about me, intuitive energy healing, spiritual coaching, the work that I do, I'll also have a link to my website down in the description. And until next week, I will see you, and enjoy this beautiful last couple weeks of summer. Peace.